Yes, we do have some fog out there, and it's been interesting. For some of the coastline, it's not been as low-lying as it has been for some spots inland, but it's been very low visibilities for some spots for the valleys, like driving through Sylmar this morning. You couldn't see anything on either side of the freeway. You couldn't see the freeway signs, and so you hit that wall of fog, and it happened pretty quickly, and you start to see people slamming on their brakes, so we did see some pretty dangerous driving conditions this morning, and you can see it here from our Burbank camera, and it's not too dissimilar from what we saw yesterday with a lot of fog to start too, and it's cold, 48 degrees over into Burbank. And then here in Long Beach, you can see it's not as low lying, but we do still have quite a bit of cloud coverage there as well, 55 degrees. Now the big story this week, winds. We already have winds this morning. That's why the wind advisory is in place for the I-5 corridor in some spots up north there, but then the red flag conditions begin tomorrow. Northerly winds are going to start to shift, and then they're going to begin to come from the northeast. We're going to have the perfect setup for it, and those winds are drying winds. We're going to see humidity levels eventually get down to about 7% at the lowest, and then our temperatures are going to get warm too. And aside from that, it's just been so dry anyway because we've not had a lot of rainfall recently. It's been a pretty dry winter so far. So we are talking about a pretty elevated and increased risk for rapid fire growth. So the advice heading into Tuesday through Thursday this week is, of course, stay away from anything if you can that could spark an ignition or be very safe. And then also, if you're in any of these areas that can be pretty difficult to get out of, just make sure you have an evacuation plan in order. We saw how quickly some of these recent fires happen, and you just have no time to get out sometimes. So just make sure you are well prepared as we get into these red flag days, which are going to be lasting quite a few this week. So we're kicking off the new year with some weather we'd prefer not to have. We wish it was more winter-like weather with some rain, some snow. It's just not the case. It's our SoCal Santa Ana winds. High surf advisories in place through 9 a.m. this morning. Ventura County beaches. Waves a little smaller than last week. Still pretty decent though, 5 to 8 footers and still some strong rip currents. So be safe if you're not an experienced swimmer or surfer and if you're headed to the coast this morning. Now we had a dying front just to the north of us. It brought a tiny bit of little activity to some of our northern mountains. Otherwise, we're just not seeing a whole lot. It's 48 up in Santa Clarita, 45 Woodland Hills. It was chilly in Hemet this morning, got down to some upper 30s, Ojai 40 degrees. Elsewhere near the coast, we do have some 50s. Satellite, not looking too bad, much difference, much more calm in the Pacific Northwest compared to last week. And then here for us, yeah, we're just dealing with dry conditions still. Los Angeles and Orange County, we're going to get into some mid-70s Wednesday, Thursday, warmest days of the week. So enjoy being outdoors, but if you're in those wind-prone spots, you know it's going to be a little gusty. The valleys and Inland Empire, low 70s today, tomorrow, Wednesday, mid-70s, same for Thursday. But if you're in areas like Woodland Hills, we could get up to 80 degrees. The mountains, gusts up to 55 miles per hour. It's going to be pretty gusty heading into Tuesday through Thursday. Overnight lows still very chilly, and then as we head out to the high desert, our temperatures staying cool there. Whenever we get those northeasterlies, it's blowing in all that cool air from the east into some of these interior spots. We will warm up a little bit on Friday, and then a little cooler with some more cloud coverage for some of us heading in this weekend too.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel and download the ABC7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.